The future is like an ocean, never yielding, never stopping, and completely unpredictable. Our lives float in this vast ocean like little glass bottles, and these bottles contain our memoirs, our hearts, and our souls. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are here to send off 70 such bottles into uncharted waters, filled with trials and tribulations, to anoint them before their journey into the ocean of life. Leaving the gates of Lovedale into the big, bad, terrific, and wonderful world. Do not be afraid. Rejoice knowing that you have etched your beings into the hallowed corridors of the school and have upheld Lovedale's standards with splendor and loyalty. Go forth with our blessings and conquer the world. Make waves, move mountains, set courses, and change the world.
The road we walk on meanders, twists, saunters, and rambles about in our life's journey and leads to new places, new opportunities, and new people. Live your lives to the fullest and know that there is a family waiting for you in a small little place called Lovedale, hidden in the mist and leaves in the blue rays. Know that this family is always rooting for you and you will always have a home amongst us. This season of life has passed and we are all transitioning into another. Do not cry, do not fret, and do not frown when you leave, because we will all, in the end, build our own Lovedales with our very own clock towers. The sun will shine on, and the moon will still revolve around the sun, but 70 of our kin will set out into the world and make their mark on it. Strive for the best, and remember, only you can set the time on your clock tower. Thank you.
Abshu, Isha, Netra, Ramsha, and Jay will now present a medley.
This is for all the amazing days ahead of you guys. 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is what you meant when you said that you were spent. And now it's time to build from the bottom of the pit right to the top. Don't hold back. Packing my bags and giving the academy a rain check. I don't want to let you down. I don't ever want to leave this town. 'Cause after all, the city never sleeps at night. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Now don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am. Ooh, 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 ooh. I had a dream so big and loud. I jumped so high, I touched the cloud. Oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands up to the sky. We danced with monsters through the night. Oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Oh, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Listen, baby. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide, ain't no baby. If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far. Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. To keep me from getting to you, babe.
I request our head boy, Ashi Sinha, to address the gathering.
No doubt this is the most nervous I've ever been on the stage. Okay. Sometimes the dreams that come true are the dreams that we never even knew we had. This is by Alice de Bold and Loving as we go on with our life. And we have so many people to thank for it that it's really difficult to decide where to start from. Nevertheless, to begin with, we would like to thank the management, the headmistress, the deputy headmistress, the teaching staff, the non-teaching staff, the Old Connections Association, and our fellow students here at Lovedale for guiding and supporting us through our journey here at school. Now, for a quick flashback through the years, just to emphasize on how rich this journey has been. We all met at different walks of our lives. Some joined prep school, some left after prep school, some joined junior school, and some left from junior school, and it went on that way. And when I was about to join in Lovedale in 7th standard, I thought my entry at Lovedale would be very subtle. As I was joining the 7th standard in the second bother, I would be fine. But to my surprise, everyone was quite excited to see another new joiner, and so it wasn't at all difficult to make friends. No, it never been difficult to make friends. I have to say though, that this place was nothing like I had imagined it to be. Coming from a strict convent school, never in my wildest dreams had I imagined a class full of boys and girls playing a violent paperball fight on my first day here at school. Honestly, I was extremely terrified. But I soon learned how to enjoy life as I was being educated by my friends with the most updated versions of the modern English slangs and the so-called Laurentian lingo. Thank you, Rana and Neha, for that. It was during this time that our class 7B got a new English teacher, Mr. Jidrasil. And till today, we talk of him as the craziest, in the best way possible, English teacher we have ever had, and probably the best, or the craziest teacher we've ever had. That was the highlight of our 7th and 8th, because he brought with him a force that helped bind us young buds together. During his stay, even the shy and reserved found a voice of their own, and there was this consistent excitement to do something in this class. I remember how Devash played a lead role in one of our class plays, where he was the 10-pound note, I think, I can't remember. He was personifying the 10-pound note. And this was also when Arjun completely embraced the musical itself. After coming back to school after a holiday, we were unexpectedly told that Jidrasil wasn't going to teach us anymore, and we still don't know what exactly happened. With that change came another, and that was when we moved into the 9th to finally become a part of the senior school. Lots of new friends joined us here, just like the ones who had left us up to the 8th. And that was when Rose and I began to sing as the new power duo. Looking back when I first met Kathy, I didn't never guess that she can laugh like that. She laughed like a hurricane and she laughed everywhere equally. Like we don't have any say in this. Also, my friends who had joined school and prep school constantly filled the rest of our day with everything that happened back then, so that by the time we reached 10th, all of us, irrespective of when we had joined school, were well aware of our past and lunch. So 10th was full of energy, and we went on to do many exciting things, one of which was participating in the IJC Cultural Fest. Now, after the board results were announced and many of our friends left school, the intensity slowly settled a little as we moved into the 11th and our priorities began to change. But we were all eagerly waiting for the new joiners to come in. It was worth the wait, as we were blessed with many wonderful friends and talented people, like Shiksha and her drive to do and execute what we all just keep talking about. Shivani, who has been a very strong friend as well as an excellent athlete. Archa, with her enthusiasm on the dance floor as well as the field. Ria, who has a spirit to make people happy. Karen, who simply made our lives interesting without ever meaning to. all of our other new friends that have expanded our view on life in general. Thank you, all of you. So now we're here, finishing with our last year here at school. We have come a long way and we have learned so much from our teachers and peers that as we leave, the stories that we have to share are endless. Now, as an example of the kind of growth that we have received, I would like to share with all of you an incident. When I was in the 10th, I mustered up the courage to write and recite my original poem for a simple Hindi internal test. And at that time, I had no idea what that might add up to. But when we came out and heard me sing it, she knew exactly what she would do with me. I had taken the risk by putting myself out there, and VK ma'am took a risk and prepared me further from her side to make me recite the same poem at an IPSC cultural event the following year. And this is just one incident where VK ma'am helped me, but in reality, I owe a lot of my achievements here in school to her. Thank you so much, ma'am, for everything. Later that year, I went on to do it, and our school came first in the Hindi elocution competition. And that reminds me that one moment that will always put a smile on my face, and that was when the judges called out the result. And the first place goes to the Lawrence School, Lovedale. And the cheering that followed and the happiness on all our faces, we had won. And behind this success was the untiring support and effort of every member of the school in some way or the other. And at that moment, there was a strong sense of belonging that lifted all of us up. And this follows through to all of the hockey matches, the basketball matches, the football matches, the badminton matches, and all the other events where we have participated as a school. We have all experienced that exuberant sense of achievement as a team, and more importantly, as a family. And all my friends will agree that that feeling is one of its kind. All said and done, but nothing would have been possible if not for our unsung heroes who are driving the school forward from behind the curtain. This reminds me of an incident that I can never forget. Back when I was in 10th, I was, and probably still am, known for very cleverly missing games, and but that's not the point. So, one day when Large Hall was open in the afternoon around games time, I went inside because I used to love singing there when it was empty. Okay, so I went there hoping that it would be empty as usual, but it wasn't. There was an Anna who I had seen for the first time in the school campus, who was arranging all the chairs for the next day's assembly. And he wasn't just arranging them, he was precisely aligning all the chairs with each other. And it suddenly hit me that all this while I was happily ignorant about the fact that the chairs were always in perfect order when we walked into the large hall every morning. For the first time I realized that there was someone aligning those chairs day after day to make our lives just a little bit easier. I mean, I can't imagine that apart from the running to breakfast and making our time for assembly, we also had to arrange all the chairs in the morning. That would be very inconvenient. This is just one example of how the simple things that we take for granted are actually the result of somebody's hard work and effort. So we, the batch of 2016, would therefore like to express our gratitude towards all the akkas and annas who work so tirelessly to make our lives so comfortable. All the matrons that are on their toes 24/7, the doctor and the nurses at the hospital, everybody deserves our sincere appreciation. Also, I owe much of my musical growth to the school. To begin with, thank you, Akhil, for introducing me to the school stage. And being the cause of my first performance here in school, not to mention Adit, Kunal, Rahul, Udipan, Tarnav, Ashish, all the warblers. Thank you so much. A sincere thanks to Vivek sir, JK sir, and Manu sir for realizing my potential and pushing me to pursue music ever so passionately, but at the same time helping me stay grounded. A special thanks to all the teachers without whom a lot of who we are today wouldn't have been possible. But despite all that I had learned about life through my years at school, 11th and 12th were years that tested my beliefs and values in a way I had never imagined. It was difficult, and I don't want to deny that. My academics suffered, and probably still are, and there were moments of extreme frustration, but I pushed through it with all the strength that I had. And I was able to do that only because there were people to hold me up. I'm grateful for all my batchmates, especially Mira, for they were my pillow when I needed them. And Jojasa, you keep telling me how you've never heard anything bad about me. And today I'll tell you why that is. That's because I have friends such as these. And by friends, I mean all the teachers that have helped me, all my seniors, all my batchmates, especially my juniors. It's because of them that you've never heard anything bad about me. It's not because I'm great, because I'm not. It's only because they hold me up through all my downfalls. Thank you. Thank you so much. By coming here, I have learned how important a child's overall growth is. While all the other schools that I had ever been to before this focused on just a few aspects of a child's growth, Lawrence really pushed me to think beyond that. I don't mean to say that Lawrence is perfect, because nothing ever is. We as an institution have to rethink and move with the future. And mind me, we have a long way to go. We have the potential. It just needs to be collectively exploited to realize our common goals, and with time and effort, I'm sure we can achieve it. Now, to all the Laurentians present here, I would like to tell you all that your life at Lawrence is what you make of it. It is an experience like no other if you let it be. No matter how pressurized we feel about not being enough academically, physically, and more generally as a growing child, our generation respects creativity and originality. It doesn't matter what you end up deciding on later in life. It is just important to remember that as long as you're creative and good at what you are doing, and you have the will to do it, you will make it through life beautifully. Through all of this, I have learned that life is unpredictable. And no matter how much you try to prepare yourself for it, it is never enough. Nothing could have prepared me for this. With just a few days left for our board exams, the pressure on us is very intense. But no matter what happens tomorrow, and this is for everybody present in this hall today, we need to remember that our achievements do not define us. We define our achievements. Thank you, and never give in. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshi. Those words left an indelible mark on our minds. I request the head boy, C. Rahul Nair, to come up and address the gathering.
For some of my classmates, it has been 9 years since they first came to Lovedale. Seems like a long time ago. For me, it has been 8, and for some others, still a little less than that. All of us, though, in about a month, will walk out of the gates of the place that has come to be our home for the best years of our lives, to taste the yet-to-be-known flavors of life as proud products as the Lawrence School Lovedale. Good evening, Laurentians. Thank you all for being here this evening to celebrate what our lives at Lovedale have been. Forgive the cliche, really, I'm sorry, but there really is no better place to begin than the very beginning. Legend has it that a good part of class 4 was spent making fun of Ashwant crying and sounding like a Ferrari. Other mishaps were consequences of either consuming too much lassi and running after Tarika Pachu. Tarika Pachu and Sakshi Mittal eventually went on to ditch about a couple of our classmates for eating khatta meetha in class. And then after this terrible tragedy, that feeling of betrayal, Madhav Nair still refused to stop sitting behind Sakshi Mittal. Some studs weren't all that bothered by girls' germs, and a few particularly mature kids expressed their interest in Varalika Jain to her together at the same time. Now, to embarrass them further, I will tell you that these fellows were Hemant Kumar, Pranesh Antonio, and Shirish. Everybody loved SUPW and ABM DPG. Everyone feared RKV ma'am, and everyone despised veggies at lunch. With the impending board exams in our minds, that pressure, the simple trivialities of life in prep school now seem to be things that would characterize the good life. Come 2010, living with the rest of the batch in junior school brought with it some moments of magic and some that weren't so magical. At that age, most of us tended to huddle around those who played the same game or who were in the same class. Seventh saw the official establishment of the Danda, Tambi, and Hindi gangs. And in eighth, this process was further characterized by giving these gangs terrible names. Everyone strived to represent the school in various sports teams, to be recognized by seniors and revered by batchmates. Pen fights, classroom football, dormitory cricket, late night TV till 10 o'clock, hiding in cupboards, sneaking in grub, and consequent trips to the DHM's office are memories that we don't want to forget. Also, a disastrous haircut in dorms led to blacks going bald, and somehow eventually Ashwin even lost his eyebrow. Akhil Mathur became a center stage sensation with the composition of the super hit Call Anna. Our batch's very own musical band, the Prototypes, yes, had some pretty good performances, and our bugle band was said to be among the best bands in the 5 years before our band came into the picture. Sorry, poorly phrased. At the end of 8th, we were assigned into new houses and thus were forced to interact in close quarters with those of us who we hadn't spent much time with before. This and working cohesively together in the brass band brought us closer together. We worked harder together and we worked to play better together, and due credit must be given to Hari and Insaf. Being in the 9th standard taught us to stick together and to stick up for each other. For each other were all we had. And all of us who were here in 9th at some point in time or the other would have, at the end of second prep, walked up to that coffee filter, thugged a few mugs and just said it was, for some senior, and then hid in the deepest, darkest corners of the world campus and then gulped it down themselves. Hiding from teachers and getting dragged down the slopes of 67 steps were how classes usually went. Then we also spent time fruitfully, effectively, productively playing Army, a simply delightful game that involved throwing paper balls at each other, and then later getting reprimanded, and then later cleaning up art block. Forgive me for bragging, but I'd like to put on record that I was proud to be a Vindhya 9th. No press cuts, the smartest of the lot. It gives me an immense sense of satisfaction, though, that the current class 9 has much better attendance than we did, and I must say that I am proud of you guys, because academic achievement is important. No joke. I must take a moment to appreciate the fact that the class of 2013 took it upon themselves to be very humane and to treat their juniors with a certain degree of respect. They dared to challenge traditions and norms that had found acceptability in the 20th century, and to them, we are grateful. Grateful for attempting to establish a brotherly bond with us, which formed the basis of how our batch wanted to be when we came to the 12th. 2013 to 14 was probably the most fun and fondly remembered year for us. Our brass band killed it. Supposedly the best one in a long, long, long time, and we even won, yeah, we came runners-up in the IPSC competition, so that's something we are proud of. Birthdays were celebrated with much enthusiasm because we were determined to make sure that that experience was unforgettable for the poor guy whose birthday it was. With it being easier to get permi, a lot of time was spent in the dorms of other houses, talking late into the night. We lived carefree lives with no fears or apprehensions in our mind, but that of doing well in the essay too. A bit of a terrible plan, I would say, because the essay one counts for just as much, and our teachers never failed to remind us that we were oversmart and overconfident. Sorry. Our infamous tour of Hyderabad is something we were talking about just this morning. I mean, the Golconda Fort, it's too good. It's beautiful. The thought of never seeing some of our batchmates after class 10 haunted everyone. And so we were determined to make the last few days together worth it, to make it count. And so we worked very hard at improving our cricket game, right where the 10th standard students play today. We played together when we were meant to study. I must mention that Parvesh Koparapu and Srujan were rather unstoppable, and after they hit about 400 runs, it became kind of boring to play against them. I must say that some of us like Yash, Nivash, Srihari, Weber Feriwal and Bhargav simply refused to stop studying, and for some of them, it turned out to be a good idea because they're doing very well today. See, academic achievement is important, I stress. On 14th March 2014, we wrote our last board exam, social studies, and at the end of it, we were asked to stay back at the exam hall. Now, we were all looking forward to a teary farewell from the staff, hoping that they'll say that they'll miss us and such stuff. But the meeting was regarding a series of unfortunate events that had taken place the previous night. Yeah, but our batch didn't do too badly, though. We had 11 people with a perfect score of 10 in the cumulative grade point average. I would also like to note that the statistics regarding the academic pursuits of the current class 10 are much better than ours were. So it feels good to know that you are heading in the right direction. 11th brought in new people, new faces, new talents, new teachers, and I'm told that the first term was primarily spent just trying to find other batchmates because there were apparently so few. In the second term, some of those who had left returned, and it is said that the arrival of these awesome creatures brought life back into the otherwise monotonous and pitiful lives of our batchmates. And then these fellows were in turn regaled with tall tales of how awesome it was to be a part of the first guard on parade, to be the best guard on parade, and how they got medals the size of their faces and such stuff. As the year passed, many of us got involved in the all-important task of learning to imitate seniors and teachers. Commerce class, 11A, was probably the liveliest spot in school that year. We returned to reveling in the simplistic joys of classroom cricket, and some of us rediscovered our musical preferences after prolonged exposure to Martin Garrix and Daft Punk. We were at times fascinated by how our classmates attended class more often, and then some smart fellows realized that it was because we had CCTV cameras on campus. Our trip to the Himalayas was definitely the best one in our lives. Huddling against each other in the blistering cold, sharing food, buying tons of hot tea and Maggie, rafting in the Alaknanda, thugging each other's waterproof gloves, snow fights, climbing the Chandrashila mountain, and then slipping and sliding down the slopes. Unforgettable. Coming into 12th brought with it responsibilities. As a batch, we pledged to make Lovedale a happier place, and we really hope that this endeavor has not been an exercise in futility. It takes a great amount of resolve to let go of something that you've looked forward to, and I take pride in being a part of a group of people that have now come to be known as the class of 2016. Founders' preparations were extremely hectic. A new parade pattern, the physically demanding masterpiece, and a play that really moved us all to a great extent. We're glad that it went off rather well. I'd like to thank all those who put in so much effort, who were part of the various bands, who participate in the variety entertainment program, the Sunset Sensation. You guys have made our founders wonderful, and I am grateful to you for that. Thank you. The second term brought with it practice and training for sporting endeavors. We won the inter-school tennis tournament for the 5th consecutive year. The cricket team displayed their dominance in the region over all the other schools, and our football team reached great new heights, beating Josephs and Josephs, winning inter-school, winning clusters, and beating some really great teams at the CBSE Nationals tournament. Simultaneously, we got busy studying, struggling with the balancing act of enjoying the last few months at school and also getting good grades. And here we are, trial exams over, practicals done with, an English exam on Tuesday, the last stretch. I would like to thank a large number of people for all that they've done for me in the past 8 years of my life. I would like to thank GK sir, my first housemaster, for turning me from a bully into a believer of righteousness. I would like to thank Akhil Mathur for forgiving me for all the things that I put him through and for being a really great friend. I'd like to thank Mr. Rajiv Nambiar and Murli sir for being the greatest coaches I could have ever asked for. I'd like to thank my football teammates, my captain, and even junior footballers who never lost faith in me. I'd like to thank them for their constant encouragement. Thank you, Sisodia sir, for a cartload of good advice and for being a father figure and disciplinarian rolled into one. I'd like to thank CJ ma'am for helping me see sometimes things that were right in front of me. I'd also like to express my gratitude to the class of 2019 for their logistics support. You guys are the best. I'd like to thank my batchmates for being so very accepting, supportive, frank, and open-minded. I am largely where I am because of them. 5 years ago, I was sitting somewhere there listening to C.A. Davis delivering his valedictorian address. And since then, I have wanted to give this speech. But to be honest, it took a lot of time and thought to come up with what I wish to convey, because there's so much to say, and most of it can't be articulated. I mean, it can only be felt. I had actually left school at the end of 10th, after class 10, because my father thought that Lawrence wasn't bringing out the best in me. Never before, and never since, have I disagreed with him so ferociously and with such ferocity. Voraciously and with such ferocity. Forgive me. But one can't blame him for wanting me to give priority to academics. This place has made me what I am today, and I shall forever be grateful to all those who have molded me, for I am proud of where I am today, and it is in no small measure thanks to the support staff, the matrons, housemasters, teachers, mentors, tutors, classmates, batchmates, and friends that have come to become my family. Thank you. Thank you all so very much. Being head boy has been hard, but there are others for whom life has been harder. Lawrence teaches you to not let things get in your way. It teaches you to carry on regardless. Lawrence does that to you. It fundamentally makes you stronger. Lawrence makes you stronger. It makes you want to never give in. What makes being a Laurentian so valuable is that one thinks that someday it will come to an end. We might think it's almost over, but it's not. Because one does not simply stop being a Laurentian. Wherever we may go, whatever we may do, we will always carry a piece of each other and of Lawrence with us to remind us of who we are and what we're meant to be. I am of the opinion that the Lawrence School Lovedale can be the greatest place, the greatest school in the world. And this isn't some utopian vision that I have. This place is destined for it. But somehow, we've come to believe that greatness is only for the chosen few. The truth is, greatness is for us all. And I don't say this to lower expectations of you. Rather, I say it to raise them for every last one of us. Greatness is not in one special place, and it's not in one special person. Greatness is wherever somebody is trying to find it. Find that greatness. Seize it, for it is ours for the taking. Many of us don't realize how lucky and fortunate and blessed and privileged we are to be here. Lovedale is magical. I learned that the hard way. Away from here for the worst 4 months of my life. I suppose you really do realize what you've lost only after it's gone. Take my word for it. Life doesn't get much better than it is here at Lovedale. Take pride in wearing the school uniform. Take pride in being a bearer of the school crest. Cherish every moment. Make the most of it. Make it count. To the class of 2017, I'd like to remind that all of you are the leaders of tomorrow. Dare to stand up for what is right. Be gracious, be kind, become unforgettable for all the right reasons. I hope that you too leave Lovedale a happier place than it was when you came in. And I wish you all the very best. I hope that you do the school proud. To all those who haven't been in Mr. Thomas George's class, I'd like you to think of something he once asked us. What's the point of giving back to school once you've left, when you didn't do anything about it when you were here? Ask yourselves, what are you going to do while you're still here? Strive to be better than ever, for that is what Laurentians do. And come rain, hail, or sunshine, never ever give in. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul, for those wonderful words that inspired each one of us to achieve what we aspire in life. Mrs. Thomas George will present a poem titled Class of 2016.
A year and 2 decades, 21 years, or to borrow from Wordsworth, 21 summers with the length of 21 long winters, time enough for anyone to understand a place and its people. Having spent 21 years in Lovedale, I am fairly equipped to tell the difference between a then and now, or see the telling difference. The class of 2016 has indeed been different from many of the batches of students we had sent forth to the world from Lovedale in previous years. You endeavored to make a change. You were courageous enough to take a stand, to go that extra mile, to give up on some certain past practices and make a definitive difference to the quality of student life here in Lovedale. There had been individual students in the past who strove to strike a change. You were different. You did so as a class. The fact that you, as a class of students, had tabled the list of changes you wished to bring about before the headmisters and the teachers was in itself a change. That was a historic step that you took towards changing the course of the future and its trajectory. And all this takes great character and great determination. You proved you have both. You brought in fresh winds of change to fill the air of Lovedale with a renewed energy. Lovedale will always remember you for this, and you shall find a place in the annals of Lovedale's history. Coming to what I wrote, while I still wonder whether it qualifies to be called a poem, at best it could be described as a desperate attempt at poetry. The lines that flowed took its birth in my reflections of you as a class of students. And like I said earlier, 21 years of being a part of Lovedale history made it all the more easier for me to tell the difference. In writing what I wrote, I broke free, flouting all rules of poetry, and I struck off on my own as these thoughts and feelings inundated my heart and soul. In these 25-odd lines of uneven verse, I have tried to capture snapshots of you as a class of students, of student leaders, of prefects, as a class of boys and girls interacting with each other, as a people who grew up and walked the portals of Lovedale and who, in time, would return to Lovedale to say with full-throated ease, "Yes, we never gave in. We have made a mark for ourselves in the world and in life. We have touched the lives of people and made a difference."
Now, we would like to present a memento, the school leaving certificate and colors to each member of the class of 2016.
Good evening to one and all present here. May I request David, sir, to present the mementos to the class of 16. Adit D. Patel. The confident footballer is renowned across school for his motivating attitude. He is a person who considers others' problems to be his own. Adit will always be remembered for the kindness and affection that he has given us. His humorous personality will leave anyone in splits. He has been awarded Color for Football.
Aditya Dandina. The calmest waters are the deepest ones. Silent but deadly on the cricket pitch and equally brilliant in other fields. He masters both academics and sports. He overcomes every obstacle as effortlessly as he performs the highest jumps. He has been awarded Scarf for cricket.
Akhil Mathur, a proud Laurentian and a responsible prefect. A few words to describe Akhil Mathur. The computer genius, along with his best friend, his guitar, transforms the dormitory into a musical paradise.
Akshara Malan. Not everyone has a poor sense of humor and is still fun to be around. Not everyone is so approachable and yet so profound. I assure you that she will blow you away with her grace, poise, and fluvial stories. Akshara Malan is beautiful both on the inside and out. She has been awarded Color for athletics.
Akshit Karyappa, a silent person has the loudest mind. This goes well for a brilliant tennis player. Always putting others before himself, Akshit has shown us Laurentians where high moral values and a cool mind can get you.
Amriteshwar. Heart over height, he said. A jewel to treasure in this school. He will go down in the history of the Lawrence School Lovedale as one of the best basketball players to have ever walked the grounds of our prestigious school.
Thank you, David, sir. Bhupati, sir, it would be an honor if you could come and enhance this evening with the presence on the stage.
Ananya Rana. One of the few who can smile in trouble, who can gather strength from distress and grow brave through reflection. It is the business of little minds to shrink, but her heart is firm and her conscience approves her conduct. She will pursue her principles forever. She has been re-awarded Blazer for hockey.
Achal Kapoor, the Punjabi Kudi. She's one of the sweetest, kindest souls one can meet. And definitely one with the strongest ethical and moral values. Hats off to his beauty with brains.
Ankit Karyappa. There are always those few people one can never forget. Ankit tops this list. He has been a pillar of support for anyone who has required it, and thus earns respect from everyone he knows. This brilliant sportsman and academician will be missed immensely.
Anushka Shah. Remember that tiny package with a priceless smile and a glint in her eyes. That one person who stood by her side when the storm hit. The one with skip in her step and the wind in her hair. Ladies and gentlemen, Anushka Shah.
Archa Ram. Lawrence School's very own Deepika Padukone. With her magic touch, everything she touches turns to gold. Oh, how we wish our film star could stay. She has been awarded scarf for badminton.
Davis Varghese. Outwardly a very silent person, one can learn of his true identity inside the badminton courts. He has not only led the school team most effortlessly, but also created history while doing it. His admirable character is loved by all. He has been re-awarded Blazer for badminton.
Thank you, Pupati sir. Moses sir, could you please join us on stage to hand over the mementos to these extraordinary individuals?
E. Ashwin Kumar. The key feature of this fantastic football player is what he is capable of doing when he is on the field. He has been awarded Color for Football.
G. Pujashri. The girl with a sweet, naughty and playful smile with mischief in her eyes, who burns the basketball court down when she plays. She is one of the most respected and admired people in our school. She has been awarded scarf for basketball.
Gurmanat Singh. Spontaneous is one word that describes a true red-blooded Punjabi who will be missed by all. A daring person who is known by his dorm mates for his cheerful nature. His departure is truly a loss to the Laurentian community, but it is an immense gain for the OL community.
Hemant Kumar. A ship is nothing without a captain. And the same goes for a football team. He has inspired every footballer to raise his game to the ultimate level. In total, the perfect man, and more importantly, the perfect role model. He has been awarded Blazer for football.
Jana Ranjani, a trustable, tender-hearted girl, a helper, a friend, an advisor, all in one. Our sweetheart, Jana Ranjani. Thank you, Moses sir. May I now request Christina ma'am to come on the stage and continue with the distribution. KP Archita, imaginative, fun-loving and truly creative and ever ready to help. She would never disappoint you once she's asked to do something. We present to you the Nilgiri House bouncer, Archita. Karen, our cartoon, our chef, our cute, beautiful, fun-loving Pikachu. We learned from her that growing old is not an option, but growing up surely is. We will definitely miss a blessing. She has been awarded Scarf for football.
Coach Joseph Timms, never the one to show his temper. Coach Joseph has all throughout shown us what having great values mean. An exemplary leader who is easily approachable by anyone. Coach Joseph has stayed true to his morals and beliefs, never letting anyone come in his way. Coach Joseph does not follow fashion. Fashion follows Coach Joseph.
Kotham Sai Sisira, a very bubbly girl with a positive attitude and tons of fun. Great to be around with. She's crushed records in sports field and has been the greatest motivator for the athletics team. We present to you Sai Sisira. She has been awarded Blazer for athletics.
Kunal Doody, an exceptional athlete, cricket player. Kunal led the school athletics team to its former glory. The prefect of the Nilgiri House is a true role model for all Laurentians. His kindness and supportiveness cannot be described in words. His determination in tackling all challenges head-on is sure to bring him success in life. He has been awarded Blazer for athletics and Scarf for cricket. Thank you, ma'am. We now request Shirpal sir to come up on stage.
El Pranish Antonio, with an aim that hits the bullseye and extend it sky high. The man is one who showed the world the right way to do things. He has been awarded Color for football.
M. Shankar. This fine cricketer is known all around Lovedale to be a real gentleman. His encouraging words on the field motivate and encourage every Laurentian to do better and be better.
Madhav Nair, a softy at heart and one who is truly loved by everyone around him. For him, friendship is a lifelong commitment. His passion for football and Liverpool will definitely drive people up the wall. We present to you the Arabli House Prefect and Brass Band Major, Madhav Nair. He has been awarded Scarf for football. Monterio Rebecca, big bundle of fun and more fun. But she gets work done like a magician. We present to you our chilled out Goan beauty. Stands out, doesn't she?
Nidishwar Singh, a man made of titanium, a rock on the outside with a warm and caring heart. A person who has always looked out for his batchmates. He will always be remembered as the Salman Khan of Rajasthan. Sibi Natraj. This charismatic Laurentian has perfected the word kindness. This senior treated juniors with regard and care. Such a friendly personality will surely be missed by us Laurentians.
I now request Mr. Sharma to come up on stage. Priya Gupta. Tall and pretty, she makes sure that she catches your eye by her photography. Sweet at heart and entertaining at nature.
Sehajveer Singh, an outstanding cricketer and the band major of the Retreat Brass Band. He is well known for his friendly and encouraging attitude when he interacts. His ever positive and down-to-earth demeanor will surely lead him to the epitome of success.
Sanjana Singh. Sanjana Singh, the girl who proves so in the fields of tennis. It is believed by many that a smile is eternal, and it truly is.
Shivani Patel, the beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, and a jaw-dropper of a girl, the fastest ever, Shivani Patel. She joined a Laurentian family on the fringe of time, but found herself an irreplaceable place in all our hearts. That's what makes saying goodbye so hard. She has been awarded the scarf for basketball and blazer for athletics.
Shirish G. The brilliant rider has always maintained his cool regardless of what life has thrown at him. He is sure to gallop straight towards success in life.
Surya, perfectionism becomes a badge of honor with you playing the part of the suffering hero. Standing up to this is our hero, Surya.
We now request Purna sir to come up on stage. Arjun T. Being able to take things lightly is a mammoth task, a natural gift inherited by Arjun T, enabling him to live every moment with great amount of joy. He has been awarded colors for archery.
Tarika Pachu. Friends surround her and friendship defines her. Bubbling with vigor, she is the blazing light in life. About 7.4 billion people in this world, and yet none like her. Tarika, you're one of a kind. She has been re-awarded blazer for badminton.
Tarnav Solanki. Actions speak louder than words. True to his word, Tarnav, a dear senior, helping out who is respected and holds a great deal in all our hearts. Nikhil Yadav, a man who can charm his way into anything. A tall, quiet and also charming boy on the football field. That's him. He has been awarded a scarf for football.
V. Varna Mitra. Funny, artistic and sporty. She is a model example of the trifecta. She is cheerful and a diligent worker.
Vaishnavi. She can sweep you off your feet with her grace. Get her dancing and you forget the world around. And obviously that smile that makes her an angel.
Vignath Gowda. Probably one of the best footballers that our school has ever seen, and a true legend whom everyone looks up to. Even with his football, he has managed all of his activities well. He will truly be missed by one and all. Lawrence will be losing one of its finest. he has been awarded Blazer for football. Yash Deora, the hockey captain of our school. He is a very kind and a calm-minded human being. Due to this great attitude of his, he has been a favorite amongst the juniors. An all-rounder who creates a fine balance between cricket and studies. We are very fortunate to have had him guide us as an exceptional role model. He has been awarded the scarf for hockey.
Thank you, Bhaira sir. We would now like Rachit sir to come up on stage. The Nightingale of Lovedale is a portrayal of love in heart, an exemplary leader whose efforts surely pushed everyone forward. Presenting to you our head girl, Akshi Sinha.
Yeah, man, I'm smiling. Aditya Khan. Need a laugh? He's the man. The science student with a ridiculous amount of humor. The smile can never be wiped off his face. It stays.
Kathy Xavier. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. One of the most responsible prefects girls' school has ever seen. Thank you for shaping us for the future.
Jacob Varki. Lawrence School's very own gentle giant and a complete ladies' man. He is an imposing figure on the football field and an impenetrable goalkeeper. Being a prefect, he led with warmth, care, and a 100-watt smile. He has been awarded the Blazer for football.
Krishna Valsaraj, a topper by genes and an orator by blood. A unique combination of fine ingredients. Krishna Valsaraj, doing the school proud innumerable of times, is this precious gem who we hope will find its place in the royal crown.
Rachit sir, it was indeed an honor having you here. Gotandaraman sir, your students would be really flattered if you could present them the mementos. Though he joined our family of Laurentians a little later, his achievements speak volumes about the man. A tennis player of the highest caliber with immense dedication.
Preetham Reddy. Excellence is a better teacher than mediocrity. The lessons of the ordinary are everywhere. A man of such obvious and exemplary charm must obviously be Preetham.
Ritvik Singh. With his suave character and quick wit for anecdotes, one could always rely on him for serious advice and a bouquet of laughter. Laurentians, Ritvik Singh to behold.
Sahil Avasti, the all-rounder of the school, the superstar of his batch, a legend whose name is deeply carved into the heart of Laurentians, a name that is exemplary for years to come, a person who represents a calm river, gentle, sober, and yet so progressive. Ladies and gentlemen, Sahil Avasti. He has been awarded scarf for cricket.
Sanjeet Reddy. Nilgiri House's very own 6-footer, has stood tall and proven himself to everyone. Whether it was the tennis captain or the math whiz, it was always Sanjeet. He has been awarded scarf for tennis.
Thank you, Gotandu Raman sir. We would like Suresh sir to come up on stage. Dynamic in nature and yet inert in state. Nothing or rather no one but Satyavir Patnaik.
Sigappi, a pure smile, a beautiful heart, and a blossoming smile. What more do you need to get into the heart of every Laurentian? She does it with ease.
She's been talking for a long time. That beauty can hypnotize anyone and everyone with just a glance. Tanushka Bhatnagar, everybody. She has been awarded scarf for basketball and tennis.
Udipan Sen, prefect to all, God commander to some, all and above a friend. Udipan has a brilliant sense of humor, which just adds to his easily approachable character. He has been awarded scarf for hockey.
Thank you, Suresh sir. May we invite Rajgopal sir for giving away the mementos. He has always been senior school's go-to man for scientific and logical problems, and it is tough to find anyone to match his intellect. Lawrence School and especially Robotics Club will surely have a setback, and he will be immensely missed. And the words.
Anisha Dalvi, a bullseye in the target all the time. Not even one miss, not with the layer of life which she miss. The most comfortable seniors to be attached to, need some life-saving advice, she's ever ready.
Arvind Raj. Arvind is a kind-hearted soul, approachable by anyone at any time, with high goals and a promising aim. He has been awarded scarf for archery.
Ashwant VS. Over the years, school hasn't had a player like him, who inspires the whole team to be as dedicated as him. His presence in the Nilgiris dorms have been more than a pleasant experience. He is a great friend to all. We hope that someday he will be standing next to his idol Curry.
Bhumeshwari, the quiet girl with the creation of the entire universe in her mind. If ever you get to open her mind, let me warn you, you might just be starstruck for life.
C. Rahul Nair, a guy who can put a smile across anyone's face. He might have had the worst of hurdles, but to the world, he looks like the happiest of man. The best leader Lawrence School Lovedale has ever seen. We present to you Rahul Nair, head boy of the Lawrence School Lovedale. He has been awarded colours for football. Thank you, BCR sir. Now I would like to invite Christy ma'am to give away the mementos.
Mohammad Miran. From football to basketball, the field to the court, he is the epitome of perfection in sport and yet better recognized as a respectable and loving senior. He has been awarded colors for football.
Mandeep. This humorously unique character has revolutionized the way school media and robotics club go about. The school will miss this pole star and prays that someday he will find a place among the innovative leaders of tomorrow.
Rahul Yadav, star football player who knows a lot more than just to score some goals. He is one of the most big-hearted and warm people that you can meet. His sense of silly humor and annoying tactics can spark laughter in even the grouchiest of people. His happy-go-lucky nature is found to enamor and charm people wherever he goes, and his smile is totally melt-worthy. He has been awarded colors for football and athletics.
Sanjana Potness. Ever seen anyone who's born like a supermodel? Well, here's one. All play. The complete Broadband package. A pinch of creative mind with tons of weirdness and craziness. You won't ever meet someone as unique as her. She's been awarded colors for football.
Shiksha Goel. Our mother couldn't be sent to school, so she sent Shiksha instead. She has been an inseparable part of many activities throughout her short tenure, especially the Round Square and the Media Club. Being a prefect, she has been a terrific role model. Thank you, Christy ma'am. May I invite Mithali ma'am on stage to give away the mementos.
Vishrut. The man who does not fear anyone or anything, with the biceps of Schwarzenegger, veins of the Hulk, and blood of Mike Tyson. His heart is as big as his biceps. A true beast by looks and a gentleman by nature. He's been awarded scarf for cricket.
Mira R. A little too much glamour never hurts. A wise head girl with the pretty eyes, red lips, and all bang in the world of fashion. She also creates magic beyond words on the canvas.
Vasundhara Singhal. The highest of hurdles are crossed with ease. Fearsome on the field, yet lovable of it. The success of the band speaks miles about her dedication towards it. She's been awarded Blazer for hockey. Thank you, Mithali ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Joseph John will now announce the best footballer of the year and present the trophy.
The headmistress, ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellow Laurentians, I'd like to begin by paying tribute to our former football captain, late Dr. Joseph Matthew, class of 1974, Arvali, an absolute magician with the football. An abiding memory I have, those days the school shirt, we didn't have different jerseys as you have. The school shirt was a shirt of red and blue patches, like from our school flag, and there would be square patches of red and blue. Mr. Prince or Nitya will remember. And it was a matter of great pride to be able to earn that school shirt. And only members of the school team will get that, and you'll normally pass it down. You don't get to keep it, you pass it down. And so an abiding memory I have is of Joe standing at the half line, a centre half back, captain of our team, and receiving a pass and shooting it into the goal from that half line. He was just too good. But even Joe will be proud and happy at the state of football in our school today. I have seen about 15, 18 years of football at Lovedale, and I must say that the under-19 team led by the class of 2016 must certainly rank as one of the best that Lovedale has ever produced. I make it a point to attend your games, under 16, under 19, especially if you get into the finals, and especially if it's at St. Joseph's. And one of my wonderful memories of the last year was watching you guys win at St. Joseph's after that heart-stopping final, semi-final really. Well done, guys. And this wonderful state of football that you guys led is reflected in the decision to find a winner for this trophy. Juniors should know that every year the school management, the headmistress, deputy headmistress, the physical director, the football coaches will sit at a meeting to decide who will win this trophy. And the last 2 years I have attended as an observer on behalf of the family. And last year, it was very easy. It hardly took 5 minutes. It was almost unanimous. There were just 2 contenders, and it was decided in hardly 5 minutes. This year, it was very, very tough. There were 4 to 5 contenders, and the committee took some time to discuss. The coaches had drawn up different parameters on which these contenders were rated, and it was very, very tough. So therefore, before I announce the winner, I'd like to pay tribute to the guys who didn't make it. And all of you know who the good players are in 2016, but obviously somebody is not going to make it. And so there was hardly any difference between all the contenders. And therefore, I salute the chaps who didn't make it, because you just didn't make it. And it's also important for the juniors to know that it is not only skill that the coaches are looking for. First of all, the coaches were looking at your performance right through the year. They were looking at discipline. They were looking at the way you were turned out. They were looking at the way you motivate your juniors. That is so important for us Laurentians, that you motivate the juniors. They were looking at your spirit of teamwork, at the way you turned out for your school. And so there are different parameters that they looked at. And obviously when you total all, not everyone can win. Someone would win on skill, but someone may not win on discipline. So let me end by calling out the winner from the class of 2016. This prize is given only to the outgoing class. Again, a reflection of how difficult it was. There isn't one winner, there are two. It was so difficult for the coaches to decide, but there are two winners. I call on stage the winners of the Joseph Matthew Memorial Trophy for the Football Personality of the Year, Hemant Kumar and Jacob Barkey.
We are delighted to have in our midst Mrs. Kiran Rao. May I now request Mrs. Kiran Rao to say a few
Good evening,
words.
ladies and gentlemen, students of Lawrence School, Lovedale, and especially you, the class of 2016, by all accounts an extraordinary batch. I'm really fortunate to be here today on this day when you guys are going to graduate very soon. And I thank you all for having me. I actually wrote something down, so I'm going to take it out. But listening to all of you and especially hearing the wonderful speeches of Akshi and Rahul, and watching all this, these awards and your encouragement and love for each other, I really felt so sentimental about school. And maybe I'll request that I can come back and do some continuing program here at Lawrence. I wish I could go back to school. I had a lot of preconceived notions about what life in a boarding school must be like. And primary among them was the fact that I thought that you kids must be at least a little bit miserable, being away from home and your families and life outside. And I think I was quite wrong about that. I walked around your school, I went pretty much everywhere. I went to your classrooms, the dorms, the prep rooms, dining hall, the sports areas, the stables, and even the most charming of areas, the bogs and the cemetery. And one thing struck me, and it was the warmth and the smiles and the greeting I got from each one of you that I encountered. And it wasn't a sort of practiced politeness, it wasn't regimented, it didn't feel forced. It came from a place that was much more genuine, a much happier place. And I'd like to call that a place of grace. It's a word not used very much anymore. I mean, it's often used in connection with God and dancing. But grace is a very precious and rare quality, as you'll realize now when you go out into the world out there. Grace and graciousness is in very short supply. Because in the world outside of instant likes and dislikes and rapid and rabid opinion making, TV debates which are sort of euphemisms for hurling abuse and invective at each other, grace is missing. I think grace for me is the ability to respect another person simply because they are another person, regardless of anything else, regardless of their caste, creed, color, religion, sexual orientation, age, experience. It's grace and empathy for me are sort of vital because they make us more human. They make us feel that we actually can make this world a better place. And grace is something that I felt here. It gives us the ability to see life differently. It gives us the ability to understand the world differently. And again, grace is something that I saw here. And I saw it when I encountered each one of you walking around the school, interacting with you. And I think that's what makes this school and you students very special indeed. And to be honest, I felt so moved and touched by what I had seen and by all of you, our bright young future. So to the class of 2016, I'd like to say, maybe this grace is in the air, in the scent of pine and eucalyptus around you, in this brilliant Nilgiri sunshine that you have. Maybe grace is something that this institution actually cultivates in its atmosphere. So as you go out there into the world, carrying a little bit of Lovedale with you wherever you go, take this grace with you, spread it liberally out there in the world, share it with the people that you meet, and shine as brightly as you can. All the best to all of you.
The batch of 2017 and batch of 2018 have put together a collection of memories for the class of 16.
Initially, I was very scared of the fact that I was the relationship my principal or teacher, they were like saying you chat on your wall, playing those studying, it all in one day. Not so much fun. Yeah, because they were so like us.
Request the headmistress to address the gathering.
It's a pleasure to have the entire class of 2016 here with us on this very, very special evening. And of course, all the members of the staff and our guest, Mrs. Kiran Rao Khan. It means a lot to have you present, ma'am. And of course, we admire the way you have very gracefully connected with all of us in our boarding school, far away in Lovedale, Ooty. Thank you very much for coming. So there we have the class of 2016, and I am going to be really very short in putting across my learning from you, this marvelous batch, over the last 4 years that I have been bumping into you on and off. Well, a very special batch. There's been so much said. There's been great amount of achievement. And there you all are, looking so beautiful on Diwali Day. 2016, the change makers. 29/11/2013. And as you can see, it's the IPSC Inter-School Brass Band Competition. I am sharing my learning with you. I'm not going to give you any sermon or rant off a big speech. It's going to be very different this time. An overnight, dramatic transformation in mindset, attitude, skill, smartness, commitment, and focus. Those who were there at that time will know what I'm talking about. And there was no time to think, only act. Act with grit and determination. You practiced all night long in the gymnasium. I saw your faces, deeply and sternly molded with the miraculous spirit of never giving. Vishnu and Tarnav on the tuba, Yash, Akhil, Sibi, Aditya, Rahul, Nikhil, Khound, Adit on the trumpets, Ankit, Sejveer and Madhav on the euphonium, Akshit and Kunal on the saxophone. What did I learn? That night, that lesson from all of you, that 14-year-old Laurentians possess great strength and tenacity. 2nd and 3rd December 2015, 2 years later, the 76th IPSC Principals Conclave. A spectacular opening ceremony. The most creative endeavor by the Media Club. Astounding hospitality. So last winter, I learned that each one of you had unlimited capacity to collaborate. You worked with gracious synergy to transform the conclave into a super grand mega event. 21/5/2015, the English play. Never ever before in this large hall did we have something so soul-stirring. An extraordinary experience on the expression of silent storms. A very special group of 30 in more than 100 ways. Mr. Arun Agnihotri says, and this is truly remarkable, I'll never ever forget these lines. The best batch ever among all the schools that he has worked with. You can imagine so many decades. Grand old man with such rich experience. Your journey may still be turbulent, but I understand that he and that experience gave you the strength to travel. For the first time ever in the history of a school, there was no senior, junior, junior, senior difference. You were all buddies. If you pulled one arm or you pulled one limb, everyone felt the pain or the joy. I learned from you all that you are all beautiful human beings. And each one of you from the class of 2016, you will be a terrific asset wherever you go. November 19th, 2015, the girls did it. IPSC Athletics, Punjab Public School, Naba. Our girls won the championship with 118 points. Welham girls trailed with 76, and the erstwhile sports school MNSS Rai scored 74. I learned that success can hit hard. No surprise, no shock, just hard work, great talent, and never give in up spirit of the beautiful Nilgiris. New meet records in both the relays 4 into 100 and 4 into 400 by Shivani and the group. And Shivani, again, our flying sprinter, came first in the 400-meter flat, second at 200 meters, and struck a new meet record at the 400 meters hurdles. Kunal Dudi came first at the cross country, amazing, second at 1,500 meters, and created a new meet record in the 5,000 track event. Sai Sisira created a new meet record in discus throw at the inter-school athletic meet. For a while I thought that high altitude training, much like our 3 national athletes, helps. But no, there is much, much more to it. A fantastic story, a fantastic success story of a staff student endeavor hitting the finishing line first, far away in Punjab, in North India. 24/8/2015. The military tactics in the inter-school under-19 football tournament, as far as the army is concerned, it is next to impossible to beat the enemy in his own territory. My knees actually buckled down when I went to St. Joseph's to watch that match. The crowds were overwhelming. All of Josephites were almost falling into the arena, screaming and shouting, and it was so very intimidating. But our under-19 boys did it. And then we had the other team from KIS. Both teams from St. Joseph's and the KIS had boys who were so well built. And ours, I would say the body mass would have been just half. And Gouda looked like as if he's some under 12 kid there. But we won. We won very gracefully with a 4-1 score at the semi-finals and a 3-0 score at finals. Later, the team won the CBSE zonals and reached the semi-finals at the nationals. This sporting feat is like none other. I really never ever understand football much, but it has impressed me totally. It has the thrill and excitement, the movement and pace of real superb standards in football. 26 January 2015. Green initiatives. Exceptional leadership in caring for the environment. Our school community came to terms with a hard fact. Our beautiful campus would transform into a garbage dump if immediate steps were not taken to save this beautiful biosphere, the 750 acres. You, the leaders in 2016, showed a way by immersing yourself in creative thinking and problem solving. Davis, Julia, Mira, Sai Sisira, Vaishnavi, Arjun T, who always landed up for the meetings but a little late, Kochu, Sasha, Surya, Anchal, you orchestrated a real project very successfully along with Mr. Thomas George and Mrs. Anita Prabhu on the Free Shop Day at Kandal. You have, I am sure, had several memorable experiences during the years that each one of you have spent in Lovedale. The trials and the tribulations would range across the wide spectrum from terrible and bad, and then ahead to good, better, best. But the gesture that touched me the most. For that moment, I felt very humbled that my heart really touched a chord like never ever before. At that one moment, I realized, and I learned from all you students, that you are like gems with an extraordinary sparkle, with immeasurable value. All of you, each one of you, no matter what you've done in school. And each one of you is like magic, a miracle waiting to happen. I'm sorry, I must confess that whenever I went to the hospital to meet Mr. Kevin O'Brien, I had to muster all the courage I have to be extra cheerful, to speak the right words so that you stay positively motivated. The first sign of that stub below his knee turned me into an emotional wreck. I had to reach out into my own being, and I rushed out of that room, but later turned back to wish him goodbye for the day. And look what happened. The next time I met him, I was completely stunned. Mr. Kevin O'Brien was shaving, washing his face, brushing his teeth. Karen was holding a basin full of water, and Neom had a mirror in her hand, and Pema was handing over whatever he needed. There was so much of happiness in their faces, and they were helping him. That was the carpe diem of my 4 years in the Lawrence School, Lovedale. I seized the day, I seized the years, I seized all 4. A petite girl, Karen, who I just saw you floundering here and there trying to kick the ball once in a way. Of course, you do play good football. But that gesture simply touched my heart so very, very deeply. I realized that Laurentians are capable of great service and great work. They can shake themselves out of slumber if need be, whenever they do get into it, and I'm sure they can shake the world out of it as well. The class of 2016, 50 years and 3 months from now, when you come back to celebrate 50 years of leaving school at Founders, I would like to remind each one of you that no old Laurentian, no single donor, no batch, no group of old Laurentians have given back to school as much as all of you put together. Please remember this very valuable contribution, this particular service, because what you've done to bring the change, to execute the change, to act out the change, as you recorded on that piece of paper in the beginning of the term, is remarkable, incredible, and an absolute gift to the 158 years of the school. No batch, I'm sure, has done something like this before. You will, I would remind you to please recall this great, grand gesture when you come back in the year 2066. And you can imagine where you will be, but just get back here, take part in that parade, and hit it off. I have one last little statement to make, which Jojo always talks about. And he says that Lovedale is with you and Lovedale can never be out of you. He didn't tell all this to you this time, thankfully. But yes, Laurentians, you shall always be.
you will always carry the love of Lovedale, this beautiful Dale of love, as Kevin says, with you wherever you go. Stay true to your school and stay true to the motto that gives us so much of unity and so much of strength. The Galleons from the Pakistan school have a small message in their own fraternity. And this is such a beautiful line. Henceforth, the school and you are one. And what you are, the race shall be. What you are is what your school has made you. Go forth and embrace the world. Thank you.